Hello once again, welcome to this channel. um it's pretty gonna be straightforward. Today I have this exciting piece of hardware. It's a piece of equipment that really excites me, and I really want to share with you how I'm using it, how it's working, with what I'm doing. And this has been a really lifesaver for me, for using untreated environment to capture my voice, things like that. And it's a game changer for me. And two things make it a game changer for me, and that is the expander and gate in this machine work like sham. It really work effectively. So let's dive into it. Let me show you this really cool thing that make me really happy about what I'm doing. All right, let's go. This piece of equipment that I'm talking about, right, it's pretty straightforward. As you can see, it's a DBS 286S. Okay, really cool gadget. And what really make me get this machine is just these two: this expander and gate, and the mic preamp is top notch. And I'm go into it. So let me just show you the back. This is the power plug on this machine. This is where you put the power, and you have your input. You can get it in SLR or quarter inch. Okay, this can go to RS or SLR balance input, and it can be balanced or unbalanced. Okay, it can be line input or mic input. So you have insert, which is the third one, and you have output. So the insert and the output kind of do something that kind of trick me, right? This can send output to a line level, and I believe you can send to a mic level, but that's not a good idea, because if you're coming out of this, you want to go into a line level. So this will send out to a line level. This insert, you can use it, if you have some effect you want to send into this mic preamp, you can send it in. But another thing you can use it for is if you're sending out, or if you don't have a way to monitor your audio, you can plug in your headphone here, and it will give you some output that you can listen to. Both of these can send out to headphone. Okay, they can be output, but this is meant to be insert, to bring another piece of equipment to plug here, right? And that will be it. But it's so unfortunate that this machine, as nice as it is, you don't get a power on and off on this machine. So sad. So once you plug it in, it's just going to be there. But luckily for me, the on and off switch problem, I find a solution. And the solution I get is this. Alright, this is it. Okay, it really saved me a lot of headache, because it's really sad to have the mic preamp to just stay on, and when you ready to go, you just have to unplug physically. So but this changed the game. So all you have to do is you plug the female to the back of the mic preamp, and this will plug back to the main power source. Okay, just like that. So I will be walking you through how I set this thing up. Okay, the first section right here is the mic preamp, and I'm going to turn it on so that when I'm talking, you can listen now and see when I'm talking. Okay, and see what's going. So I'm going to leave this to 0, and all this I'm going to turn them all the way down. Okay, I want to turn them down so So when I'm talking, hello, 1 2 1 2, shake 1 2. So when I'm talking, I have to be sure. Let me reduce. Okay, this one a little bit down. All right. So when I'm talking, all I'm going to do is you try to make sure you set your game properly. If this is not set properly, then you may not get the desired results that you want from this machine. So be sure when you're going to gain your mic preamp, your slightest, your lowest pitch should at least light minus 20 dB should be coming on to your slowest talk. Your excitement, when you're excited, you talk really loud, you should be hitting the yellow LED light should be coming on, which is 0. So that is where you want to be when you're really loud. When you're really loud, you want to be around that. Occasionally, you have to be hitting the yellow. So your loudest should be yellow, while your lowest pitch should be, your softest pitch should be 20 dB. Your loudest should be 0, which is the yellow. And once that is set properly, then you are good to go to the next and up. So you have a phantom power. If your microphone requires it, then you use it. If not, leave it off. You have the high pass filter. This is 80 Hz. I will recommend that you use the one that is closest to your microphone. In other words, if your microphone comes with switch, then use that of your microphone. But if your microphone has nothing like that, then use the one closer to the microphone, which is going to be the DBS, okay, or your mic preamp. So in my own case, I'm not going to use it because I already have that on my microphone, so I'm not using it. The next one is process bypass. If you press this, it's going to cancel everything process here all the way to the output gain, okay? It will cancel it out, all right? So if you just want to use the mic preamp, then you can have this one on and every other thing will not be processed, okay? But the purpose of this machine is to preamp and other processors that we need on it. So we're going to turn it off. Once you turn it off, now you have your compressor. So your compressor, how you're going to do this, the best way to set this to get the best out of this is you turn the drive that your lowest pitch should be coming on at between 6 and 9. You should be coming on between 6 and 9 when you talk softly. But your loudest talk should not go more than 25 dB, which is really loud. So in my own case, I'm going to stay between 3 and 4. That will be the sweetest spot. Because if I'm really loud or really soft, I'm going to be between 3 and 4. That's where I'm going to set the drive. So now you have density. And this is how much you want to smooth out the drive. And you want to set this in such a way that you will have at least 2 seconds delay before this LED will clear out, okay? So if you go all the way down, that will be really fast, and that's too fast. And if you come all the way, that will be really low, which is too low. So you want to set it in such a way that when you stop your speech, or when you stop talking, this LED light go out in 2 seconds. And I find out in my own case, around 5 is the best spot for me. 2 seconds. So when I stop talking, take like 2 seconds. So I'm around between 4 and 5 on the density. And that's where I'm going to set mine. Okay. and depend on your voice, because if you drive this too much, it's going to pick every breath. It's going to pick even a slightest breath from your mouth. It will pick it up. So you want to be careful how you set this so that, you see, it's going to capture everything. All right. So the next thing you do is you go to the de-esser. And this one I'm going to tell you, if you don't need the de-esser, don't use it. But the purpose of the de-esser is if you have too much in your voice or in your speech, you want to use this. And how do you use it? You have frequency and you have threshold, okay? And I'm going to tell you now that if you are female, the best spot for female is 4K. You set your frequency to 4K. But if you are male, you are good between 1K to 2K. So in my own case, I'm going to set it to 2K. Once I set my frequency to 2K, then I will go to the threshold. And the threshold is where I want to cut the X. The X are where I want it to cut the amount that I want it to cut out of the that is coming out, okay? So what I normally do is I just make that X to be pronounced, and I turn this knob until these two lights come on, okay? And this is what I do. So when I do that, I listen to my microphone and I stop immediately when it reduces drastically, okay? Right there. So anytime you talk, if this light is coming on, which means it's cutting out your that is coming out of your speech. So the more you turn, the more it's going to cut. But if you cut too much, it may not give you a desired result. So you want to be careful how much you are cutting out, okay? And that's about that. The next thing is the enhancer, right? So the enhancer has a low frequency detail and high frequency detail. So this two knob, I want to put it like this, stands for male or female, okay? So most male have a deep voice, while female have, high in their voice. So most male want to use this more, and female want to use this more. But you really don't want to make your voice to be, it's like a tonal voice, to tone your voice, okay? This is just to tone your voice. As a male, if you drive this too much, you're going to have a bass in your speech. It's going to be really bassy. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? So being male, you don't want to use this too much. At least sometimes stay between 1 and 2 should be okay, or 2.5, you should be fine. And being male, you want to add more crisp to your, speech. So around 3.5 is good. Between 3 and 4 should be sweetest spot for male, or even lower. Okay, depend on your desire or what you want in your voice. But for female really don't need to use this too much because their voice is already crispy. Okay, so but if they want to put some kind of low end in their voice, then they can use this between 3 and 4. But in my own case, I really don't like it to be too busy. So for that reason, I always stay between 2 and 3. And this, I put 3, and that should be fine for your voice, or for male voice. So that's how I set my enhancer, okay? So the next one that I'm going to be talking about is going to be the most exciting part of this machine. The most exciting part of this machine, this piece of equipment, is this expander and gate to me, and that's the selling point for me. That's the reason I actually go for this, okay? And you just have to know how to set this right if you really want to get good use of it, okay? You just have to know how to set it right. what you need to do first to set properly. And I'm going to explain to you before I set it what this thing does, okay? If you have a studio that is not, soundproof, that is not treated, right? You tend to get a lot of background noise, things like that. And it's really hard to take out, in maybe post. If you're going to take it out, it may, give you a lot of headache. But in this case, you can take at least almost 90 to 95% of your background noise straight out of this, mic preamp and processor. You can actually take at least 90 to 95% of your background noise out. You can filter them out before you get to post, okay? And this is how I do my own style, okay? First thing, you have threshold and you have ratio. What I will do is in my own case, how I set mine is I first go to the ratio and I choose the ratio that I want. And I want the ratio 2:1. That's where I want to be. So I go to the ratio first, I set my ratio. When I set my ratio, you see the yellow light, the green light is on right now, which means the green light allow. Okay, let me explain this too now. You have red and you have yellow. This is minus, this is plus. The green light shows that the gate or expander is open. And it will allow every of your speech, background noise, everything to pass through. The red means it's closed. Nothing is coming through. Okay? It's like you open a tap and you close it. So when I set my ratio first, I choose ratio 2:1. You can choose your desired ratio, but your ratio will determine how much threshold you're going to need. Okay? So once I choose that, I'll stop talking. I'll be silent, because you need to be silent to be able to get the threshold to set properly. When you are silent, your voice is not going to come in. So this machine will not capture your voice. It will only listen to the background noise when you are not talking, okay? You have to be silent, and your microphone will only capture background noise. And that is when you turn this until it filters out all those background noise. Then you're good to go. So once you turn this knob, you have to look at the red light. The first, once you turn, when you are turning, when this light up, you stop. Then you make at least 3 to 4 click again, and you're good to go. So you watch now, okay? I'll be silent. Now the light is on. So I have to go like 4 click more. And it filters out almost all my background noise. This thing worked like a magic. It worked like a magic. Now, when I'm not talking, this light come on and is stable red. But when I'm talking, it switch occasionally to the green one, which means when my voice is coming out, it's going to allow it to pass through. And when any slightest stop in my speech, the red come on. That means it's filtering out. But if you drive this too much, it's going to cease your voice. If I drive too much, it's going to cease my voice. You see now, my speech is being cut in a lot. It'll be really cutting it out. So that's why you don't want to overdo this. You just have to be careful that because when you overdo this, it's going to cut out the beginning of your speech and the end of your speech, because the beginning of your speech is going to be soft and the end is going to be soft. So it's going to cut those out if you overdrive it. So you really want to be careful that at least you have to allow a little bit of background noise to pass through. For that, you'll be able to pass all your speech, or your voice will pass through without cutting anything out. Okay, so now I have background noise. I have to turn. Now the light is on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the difference is just too clear. This thing is a lifesaver if you using Untreated Studio. Okay, and the last one is the output. So the output will be the amount of gain you want to send out to your external recorder, ranging from minus 30 dB to plus 10 dB. So if you're going to send out to a recorder or audio interface, so let's assume you are going out from here to a recorder or audio interface. This will determine the amount of output you want to send. And one thing you need to know, if you are going from this is not a mic level anymore, it's a line level. So if you are going from here to another mic level, try to turn down the gain to between minus 10 and minus 18. But if you are going to a line level, 0 or plus 5 will be your sweetest spot. Okay, that's how I set my, and that will, that's serve me really well. I have no complaint about this thing except for the switch on and off. But thank God I was able to get something that solved that for me. There you have it, DBS286S mic preamp and processor. Alright guys, so that will be the end of this video, and I believe you gain one or two things today. And if you want to pick one of these devices up, you're going to enjoy using them. Okay, so they're really good. They can work for you as a mic preamp, and they can process your voice to make it tone. Alright, so that will be the end of the video for now. Until next time, you'll see me. Okay, stay blessed. Bye for now.